Good day. My name is Elise du Plessis and I'm from the University of South Africa in the Department of Curriculum and Instructional Studies. I'm privileged to talk at this global summit on artificial intelligence. The topic of my presentation is Embracing Project-Based Assessments in the Age of Artificial Intelligence. So let me start my presentation. Our technologies are progressing faster than our wisdom. Although artificial intelligence has been part of our lives for some time, the launch of chat-generated pre-trained transformer, known as ChatGPT, has given it renewed attention. Since its introduction in November 2022, authors have shared its negative and positive effects on society. Of the multiple uses of this accessible tool, one of the most significant debates focuses on its implications for education and the academic environment. However, education and innovation experts have urged teachers or lecturers and institutions to think again, saying that since ChatGPT and other generative AI tools are here to stay and are part of young people's lives, ways must be found to integrate them into education. To deny our students these technologies, to hold that away from them in assessments, is not helpful because we are not preparing students. The implications of ChatGPT for assessment in higher education raise concerns such as plagiarism and ethical issues. Still, according to Saunders, generative AI technology can benefit academics and students alike in assessment and everyday pedagogic contexts. It is just a matter of thinking it through. Academic users might also find it exceptionally helpful with generating scenarios for authentic case study-based assessments, particularly if the students themselves use ChatGPT to generate the individual scenario to which their assessment will be respond. Traditional memorized-based assessments should be replaced by more project-based assessments, focusing on applying knowledge. Project-based assessments allow students to demonstrate their ability to use the information they have learned and think critically and creatively. This paper focuses on the effect that ChatGPT has on teacher education and teacher training, specifically regarding online assessment. The purpose of this paper will therefore be to guide lecturers to challenge teaching training students to learn and develop critical thinking skills using ChatGPT in several ways. If we look at the conceptual framework, the literature, students' experiences on online assessment using ChatGPT, AI-powered tools for grading and scoring assignments have made assessments more objective, effective, and scalable. They have mainly been beneficial in large classes where manual grading can be time-consuming and human resource intensive. In contrast, relying solely on AI for assessment can lead to lack of human interaction and personalized rich feedback, which is crucial for student development and growth. There are also concerns about the accuracy and fairness of AI-powered assessment tools, particularly regarding subjective tasks such as essay writing. Lecturers could challenge students to learn and develop critical thinking skills using ChatGPT in several ways, such as use your prior knowledge and skills to tackle this new challenge by using ChatGPT to create quizzes and assessments that test students' understanding of the material. Lecturers can regularly assess students' strengths and areas for improvement. ChatGPT can generate differentiated assignments tailored to each student's needs and abilities, providing increasingly complex tasks to challenge each student. If we look at ChatGPT in project-based assessments, project-based learning is a student-centered pedagogy, which involves a dynamic classroom approach in which it is believed that students acquire a deeper knowledge through active exploration of real-world challenges and problems. Students learn about the subject by working for an extended period to investigate and respond to a complex question, challenge, or problem. It is a style of active learning and inquiry-based learning. Project-based learning contrasts with paper-based rote memorization or teacher-led instruction that presents established facts or portrays a smooth path to knowledge by instead posing questions, problems, or scenarios. Project-based assessment is the approach used in design education to assess students' performance. It is an essential feature in design education and curriculum. Students must go through a series of design activities and generate design solutions based on the project information given to them. The study was designed as an exploratory case study using a qualitative approach. A constructivist paradigm was relevant to the study in a qualitative research approach. The purposeful selection was performed to select 20 knowledgeable participants. The criterion was that they had to have a minimum of 5 years lecturing experience in an open distance e-learning environment. Data collection was done by sending questionnaires via email to the participants, which was in line with the distance education mode of delivery of this institution. 15 questions were sent to these 20 lecturers involved in open distance e-learning under 3 headings, namely online assessment, project-based assessment, and how lecturers can develop critical thinking skills using ChatGPT. For the sake of this presentation, I will focus on the second theme only, namely project-based assessment as a method of online assessment. The following questions were asked. How does project-based assessment promote students' ability to apply the knowledge they have acquired and think critically and creatively? In what ways do project-based assessments foster students' problem-solving skills and encourage them to think innovatively? Can you provide examples of project-based assessments that effectively challenge students to demonstrate their critical thinking and creativity? How does project-based assessment encourage students to integrate information from various sources, think critically about the subject matter, and develop original ideas? And what are some strategies or approaches educators can use to design project-based assessments that specifically target and assess students' critical thinking and creative abilities? 12 questionnaires were returned. The transcribed data collected from the questionnaires were analyzed by means of inductive analysis. I first looked at the data and then identified categories and patterns. I paid attention to ensuring the trustworthiness of the qualitative data. By applying four criteria for evaluating the trustworthiness of qualitative content analysis, namely credibility, transferability, dependability, and confirmability. Ethical clearance was obtained from the institution where the research took place. If we look at the biographical data of the participants, there were 12 participants. There were 6 males and 6 females. These are the ages between 25 to 30, 31 to 40, 41 to 50, and above 50. Most of the participants were in this group of 41 to 50. The findings are in line with the research objectives. Categories were identified under the 3 themes emerging from the empirical data. The findings are presented under the identified theme and categories. The 4 categories under project-based assessment, so remember we're talking about this theme only, project-based assessment. These were the 4 categories. Students' ability to apply acquired knowledge through project-based assessment and think critically and creatively. The second category was students' problem-solving skills. The third was think critically about the subject matter. And the fourth category was strategies and approaches educators can use to design project-based assessment. From category 1, responses from participants include the following and are direct quotations. Project-based assessment requires students to synthesize information from various sources and disciplines, encouraging them to apply what they've learned in a real-world context. The need to design, plan, and execute a project necessitates students' critical thinking, as they must make decisions, solve problems, and evaluate their choices throughout the project process. This instructional approach, which encourages students to become independent workers, critical thinkers, and problem solvers, may enrich their critical thinking skills in various ways. From the second category, when students work on projects, it often necessitates students to collaborate with each other, therefore exposing them to diverse perspectives and ideas, which can stimulate innovative thinking. The active involvement fosters a deeper level of understanding and retention of knowledge. Team member engagement and collaborations have the potential to motivate students to improve themselves in the presence of others. Problem-based assessment is part of the skills students will need in the workplace. Answers from category 3. Students are required to perform significant research for project-based assessments, drawing knowledge from textbooks, academic articles, online resources, and practical experiences. This procedure demands the synthesis of several pieces of information to build a complete understanding of the subject at hand. The collective contributions of different members and the synthesis of gathered information have the potential to inspire students to delve deeper into their existing knowledge and encourage them to contribute even more than they already have. It is the actual question or task that will encourage students to integrate information from various sources, think critically about the subject matter, and develop original ideas. Category 4. The project can be designed by the lecturer or tutor around challenging real-world problems or scenarios, requiring students to critically evaluate and synthesize information gathered from various sources to formulate solutions. Moreover, it is important to incorporate opportunities for student choice and autonomy within the project, allowing them to exercise creatively in selecting project topics and approaches. This will allow students to feel that they are part of the design of the project and may ensure that students are more invested in the project. Lecturers and or tutors should provide clear assessment criteria and rubrics that emphasize critical thinking skills such as analysis, evaluation, and problem solving, as well as creativity in problem solving and innovation, ensuring that these abilities are evaluated explicitly. Reflective writing can be used as a strategy for developing critical thinking and creative skills. Let me come to the recommendations and conclusion. Universities and individual academics can and should explore generative AI technology, find out its limitations, consider its potential uses in the context relevant to their disciplines or teaching, and discuss all of this with students. I believe that many of our students do not have project-based skills yet and struggle to apply the information they find in sources such as research articles or even the internet and use it to develop their own thinking and ideas. I thank you.